Good morning, students. This is Shazma Fatima, lecturer in Civil Department. Now, we are going to discuss about construction management and entrepreneurship. In this last class, we discussed about tender, sealed tender, tender notice, and typical tender notice, and tender document. Today, we are going to discuss about earnest money. Here, earnest money is an assurance or guarantee of the contractor to keep the offer open for consideration and to confirm his intention to take up the work. While submitting tender, the contractor needs to deposit some money, generally 2% of the total estimated cost. Objectives for collecting earnest money. Here, to reduce unnecessary contracts, to use as a punishment tool when contractor refuses to take the contractor when it is given to him, to act as compensation, to reduce unnecessary contracts, to use as a punishment tool when contractor refuses to take the contract when it is given to him, to act as compensation. Now coming to the security deposits. The contractor whose tender is accepted is to deposit 10% of the tendered amount as security deposit. The deposit is kept as a check so that the contractor fulfills all the terms and conditions of the contract and to complete the work within the given time. If a contractor fails to do this, the security amount will be taken by the department. This money is also useful as security for the tools and equipments provided by the department. The security money is generally collected from a running account bill at a rate of 10% of every running bill up to the extent of 10% of total cost of the whole work. The security money is refunded to the contractor when the contractor completes the work within the specified time and money limits. Generally, money is refunded after on rainy season or 6 months from the completion of work, whichever is latter. The contractor whose tender is accepted is to deposit 10% of the tendered amount as security deposit. He has to deposit. This deposit is kept as a check so that the contractor fulfills all the terms and conditions of the contract. Now coming to the next topic, opening of tender. Tender must be submitted by the prescribed date and time in a sealed cover to ensure secrecy till they are opened. The name of the work and the due date should be written on the cover. For the purpose of identity, tenders received after the due date and time is rejected. The valid tenders are open at the time notified in the presence of such renders are their representatives who may select to be present. Now coming to the next topic, we have comparative statement. The rates and amounts quoted in all the valid tenders are tabulated in the form of a statement known as comparative statement. So as to compare all the offers quoted while preparing comparative statements, careful note is made of all the conditions that have been mentioned and their financial implications work out. The arithmetical calculations with respect to rates, quantities, amount and totaling should also be checked. While a party giving wrong calculations get an unfair advantages and many result in dispute at a lateral stage. The rates and amounts quoted in all the valid tenders are tabulated in the form of a statement known as comparative statements. So as to compare all the offers quoted while preparing comparative statements, careful note is made. Of all the conditions that have been mentioned and their financial implications worked out. The arithmetical calculations with respect to rates, quantities, amount and totaling should also be checked. Now coming to the acceptance of tender. The lowest tender is generally accepted unless there are specified reasons not to do so, such as poor past performance and limited financial or physical capacity of the contractor. Conditional tenders are generally not accepted if the case of conditional tenders are generally not accepted if the case of conditional tender, if the rates are lower, dispute the conditions, the tender may be accepted. If the rates quoted are on high side, all tenders may be rejected and re-invited to obtain responsible offer in order to make sure that there is no legal complications in not accepting any tender. A clause is added in the tender notice that the reserving right to reject any or all the tenders without assigning any reasons. The tendered whose offer is accepted should be intimated in writing and asked to sign the contracted documents within a specified period of time. If then fails to do so, the offer is concerned, the earnest money forfeited and work will be allotted to the contractor whose tender is the next high. The work site is formality handed over all that contractor has to start the work after assigning the contractor documents and paying the necessary security deposit. The lowest tender is generally accepted unless there are specified reasons not to do so, such as poor past performance and limited financial or physical capacity of the contractor. Conditional tenders are generally not accepted if the case of conditional tender, if the rate or lower dispute the conditions. The tender may be accepted if the rates quoted are on high side. All tenders may be rejected and re-invite to obtain responsible offers. Now coming to the next topic, work done. Work order. When a letter of acceptance is received by the contractor, a formal agreement takes place between the contractor and the authority or owner. The contractor is instructed to take of the site and start the work immediately. The letter for the purpose is called work order, in which is handed over to the contractor. The work order is carried out on the specified terms and conditions of the departments. Every department will have printed work order books for doing such works. The approximate quantities of different items of works. Detailed specifications of each item of work, time for completion of the whole work, penalty that will be imposed for not fulfilling the terms and conditions are given in the work order. When a letter of acceptance is received by the contractor, a formal agreement takes place between the contractor and the authority owner. The contractor is instructed to take up the sites and start the work immediately. The letter for the purpose is called work order is carried out on the specified terms and conditions of the departments. Every department will have printed work order book. Now coming to the multiple choice questions regarding contractor and tenders. We have a voluntary arrangement between two or more parties that is enforceable by law as a binding legal agreement is known as. Your options are A. Job, B. Loan, C. Contract, D. Mutual fund. Now your option is C. Contract. Explanation. A contract arises when the parties agree that there is an agreement. Formation of a contract generally requires an offer, acceptance, consideration, and a mutual intent to be bound. Each party to a contract must have capacity to enter the agreement. Minors, intoxicated persons, and those under a mental afflictions may have insufficient capacity to enter a contract. Some types of contracts may require formalities such as a memorization in writing. Now coming to the next question, we have what is the type of mistakes which occurs when only one party to a contract is mistaken as to the terms or subject matter? Your options are A. Mutual mistake, B. Unilateral mistake, C. Bilateral mistake, D. Individually mistake. And your option is B, unilateral mistake. The courts will uphold such a contract unless it was determined that the non-mistaken party was aware of the mistakes and tried to take advantages of the mistakes. It is also possible for a contract to be void if there was a mistake in the identity of the contracting party. An example is in Lewis v. Avery, where Lord Dining Mr. held that the contract can only be avoided if the plaintiff can show that all the time of agreement the plaintiff believed the other party's identity was a vital important, a mere mistakes belief as. Now coming to the third question, we have dash contract is one that has automatic renewals until one party requests termination. Your options are A, uniform, B, evergreen, C, moderate, D, on demand. Now your option is B, evergreen. Is this are left unattended, then can have significant cost impacts with little value. If these agreements won't work for the company, the clauses stating the contract automatically renews should be removed. If the clause makes sense or cannot be taken out, alerts can still be set in a contract management platform as a reminder. Now coming to the fourth question, we have how are final contracts assigned in modern business? Your options are A, e-signatures, B, document scanning, C, thumb impression, D, shaking hands. And your option is A. E-signatures. Electronic signatures or e-signatures have become crucial for business as they seek to increase the speed of time to signature. E-signatures are legally binding and have the same legal status as a written signature as long as it fulfills the requirements of the regulations. It was created under a contract management platform should include the ability to integrate with an e-signature software or included e-signatures as part of the platform. Now, coming to the fifth question, we have which tender allows anyone to submit a tender to supply the goods or services that are required. Your options are A. Framework tendering, B. Selective tendering, C. Open tendering, D. Closed tendering. And your option is C. Open tendering. On larger projects, there may then be a pre-qualification process. The produces a short list of suitable suppliers who will be invited to prepare tenders. This sort of pre-qualification process is not the same as selective tendering. Open tendering has been criticized for attracting tenders expressions of interest from large number of suppliers, some of whom may be entirely unsuitable for the contract, and as a result it can be waste a great deal of time. Now coming to the next question, we have involves the preparation of tenders based on a typical or notional bill of quantities or schedule of works. Your options are A. Framework tendering, B. Selective tendering, D. Negative tendering, D. Serial tendering. Your option is D. Serial tendering. Explanation: the rates submitted can then be used to value works over a series of similar projects, often for a fixed period of time, following which the tendering procedure may be repeated. Serial tendering can reduce tender cost and may encourage suppliers to submit low rates to secure on an ongoing program of work. Now coming to the next question, tendering is used when all the information necessary to calculate a realistic price is available when tendering commences? Your options are A. Single stage, B. Double stage, C. Framework, D. Serial. And your option is A. Single stage. Explanation: single stage tendering is the more traditional route used when all the information necessary to calculate a realistic price is available when tendering commences. An invitation to tender is used to prospective suppliers, perhaps following competition of a pre-qualification questionnaire and or a pre-tendering interview. The invitation to tender will include information describe the goods or services required in sufficient detail to enable prospective suppliers to prepare an accurate tender. Now coming to the next question, we have an invitation to tender might not include. Your options are A. Holiday packages, B. Preliminary, a letter of invitation to tender, D. Design drawing. And your option is A. Holiday packages. An invitation to tender might be issued for a range of contracts, including equipment supply, the main construction contract, perhaps including design by the contractor, demolition, enabling works, and so on. An invitation to tender might include a letter of invitation to tender, the form of tender, preliminary, the form of contract, the tender pricing document, a drawing schedule, design drawings, specifications. Now coming to the next question, we have mutual mistakes occurs when both parties of a contract are mistaken as to the terms. Your options are A. False, B. True. And your option is B. True. Each believes they are contracting to something different. Courts usually try to uphold such mistakes if a reasonable interpretation of the terms can be found. However, a contract based on a mutual mistakes in judgment does not cause the contract to be avoidable by the party that is advisably affected. Now coming to the next question, we have in schedule contract the contractor undertakes the execution or construction of a specific work with all its contingencies to complete it in all respect within a specified time for a fixed amount. Your options are A false, B true. Your option A false. Explanation: a lump sum contract, the contractor undertakes the execution or construction of a specified work with all its contingencies to complete it all the respect within a specified time for a fixed amount. In this, an owner agrees to pay a contractor a specified lump sum work, the completion of work without a cost breakdown. After work, no details measurements are required. Thank you.